Hello fans, you're welcome to another edition with Gist with Casey. Today we are going to be having a woman that has the passion for teenagers, or how would I say it's youths. But before we continue, I want you to subscribe to my show, Gist with Casey, for more sweet gist. And don't forget to press that notification button. So join me as we chat into the life of Mrs. Oyinda. Mrs. Oyinda, welcome to Gist with Casey.
Thank you for having me.
So, who is Mrs. Oyinda?
Wow. So, yes, like you said, I'm Oyindamola Adebowale, and I'm a certified child and teen counselor.
Okay.
Majorly, what I do is I work with teenagers, I work with children, and the goal is to nurture them, raise them, and help them live a life of significance. So, what we do is, like, as a brand, what we do with them is we want to equip them and help them navigate life as they journey into adulthood. And then in the course of doing that, we now work with parents also, because we can't just impact the children. We also need the parent to be equipped, and then they also have a role to play in the life of their children, and then we have awesome children. So that's basically it.
Okay, so how did it all start?
Okay, now you have to get me thinking back. It started 2013, but first 2012.
Okay.
2012, I was married, I was nursing my baby, and then I'd gone for a camp, and while in the camp, I just had God speaking to me like, gather those children and then start teaching them. So I just wrote it at the back of my note, and then when I got back home, I had to take some time to like pray and fast, and I go, okay, how do I even get these children? Where would they even come from? What would I even teach them? But I prayed about it, and I said, okay, I'll start with what I have and with the teenagers I can find. So like 3 months after, I just started by gathering teenagers in my neighborhood. And then I'll just knock on anybody. So if I see children or teenagers coming out of the house, please, I need your children. Every first Sunday of the month between 5 to 7 p.m., I'll just gather them. So I was doing that monthly, and I did that consistently for 3 years. I kept teaching them. I remember at the time I planned, then there was still Rosellas. I planned, I took them out. I was just doing it, even though I couldn't see any bigger picture. I just know that I'm just doing this, their lives have been transformed, and I continued. And then so in 2015, I was nursing another child again, and then the inspiration to write my book started, and then I remember I would back my 3-month-old baby, and I'd be writing, and then while I was writing, it just occurred, I know that was God speaking to me that starts the leadership program. So we started gathering teenagers from different secondary schools, and that's how it got bigger, like hosting secondary school students, the school tour, the camp. We do 3 days camp, and that's how it's been moving. And then we started the parenting and all that. So that's how. So I've been in this. It's over a decade now.
Wow.
Yes.
So your experience with these teenagers, but before the experience, from what age to what age is your specialty?
Okay. So when I started, I felt I could only work with teenagers alone. And in the course of doing this, I realized that I find myself drawn to even children now. I used to think that if you are below the age of 10, no, I can't speak your language. That was the mindset. That, teenagers, they can hear me, I can flow with them, we can gist. But now I realize that I have preteens. I actually mentor children from age 6 to 10, and it's even virtual, and they are not even Nigeria. So you understand that when they are even Nigerians, there is the culture, the way we think, but they are not even Nigerians, and we are sitting on the screen on Zoom, and then we are talking. But I didn't think I could do that. But in the course, as you do the work, the part of you begins to grow. Your capacity increases. In fact, I didn't know I could talk to parents. I was telling God, if I'm doing children, why are you telling me to pray? That's a lot of work. These are adults. Some are even older than me. How would I tell them sit down and hear what? But as they say the vision will be expanding, gets bigger, and then the capacity to increases, and then you just find yourself, accommodating those children. You're able to make impact, and they are so drawn. They so love me. I'm like, I would not have thought that a 6-year-old would sit with me, but it gets better that way.
Okay, I will take you back to when you said you go knocking on doors to get parents. So how did you convince those parents to release their children?
Well, I believe that when God has asked you to do something, it just gives you the grace to do it. Well, it was just an effort. And this is also the mindset I carry. I believe that I can knock on any door. It's either you tell me yes or you tell me no. And if you tell me no, I have nothing to lose. If you tell me yes, we both have something to gain. And really, when I tell those parents, in fact, I didn't even have fly. It wasn't like I had a fly or something I was showing them. I would just say that, okay, I just talk to teenagers so that they will leave. And apparently, oh, okay. So I believe, of course, the God factor too is there. Because there's that part of God backing you up and their parents releasing their children and all that. So, but dear things, even when we started this secondary school program, we just send letters to different secondary schools. Whether they will answer or they will not, we don't know. We just send in letters. The one we had this year, we hosted over 30 secondary school students. You will just send the letters. You will never know where they will say yes or no. So just try. And that's what
okay.
I've been working
So
towards.
ever since you've been working with teenagers, and you said you've worked with them for a decade now, meaning that you've understood their language.
Yeah.
How true is it that many of them feel relaxed talking with whoever is a counselor than their parents?
I think it's a mindset thing. And I also think it has a lot to do with the structure in the home. I have a 12-year-old son, and we gist a lot. So yes, I understand the part that even though I can be free with him, I'm a counselor, I know that there are times he will still want to speak with somebody else, which I will put that in place when I see that there is need for this. But at the same time, I have created this home environment where my children can talk with me. You realize that sometimes what you are saying as a counselor or as the mentor is the same thing the parents are saying sometimes. And the children will listen to you and not listen to the parents. The style, how do you say it? What are you even doing as the parent? Because children will do what they see you do, not what they see you, not what they hear you say. So if the home structure is so stiff, if it's not flexible, if you are not approachable as a parent, you will just be saying, they hear you, but they will be adding and be saying, I'm going to show this woman, I'm not going to do this. So sometimes when they say teenagers are hard to break or they are difficult, yes, there are a lot of challenges that come with the teenagers. However, when the home is so stiff and the environment is not conducive for that child, the child will be like, I will show you more. So that you see that shouting, you will shout more. You will be deliberate.
So the child is purposely doing it to frustrate the parents.
Of course. So I also tell them, when you do that, you also will bear the consequences. Because if you live a reckless life because you want to get back at your parents, you will be the one to face the consequences of a reckless life, So it has a lot to do with the home. So you will see a child who would attend my program, and that very first day, immediately after the program, they're already sharing deep things with me. And they're telling me, I had a particular program, I think 2022, and after the program, 9 boys and 1 girl sent a message. What was the message? I'm struggling with masturbation. I'm struggling with masturbation. I want to. And the boy told me that he would masturbate every morning before going to school. And school bus comes 6 a.m. So between 5 when he wakes up, I see him every morning. And the parents are not aware. He can't. But he's telling me that he just met. So there is a way I teach them, because it's not even everybody who is a mentor to teenagers that they can speak with. I've been to a school before where, while we're done with the school tour, and they passed the question to me, and then I read it and said, what do you do when your school counselor is a snitch? So at that point I was like, how do I even say, okay, I'm leaving your school now, if you have anything, please speak with your counselor. They already told me the school counselor is a snitch. So it's not everybody that can actually work with them. There are some people that will say, oh, I'm doing teenage ministry, I work with teenagers. They can't talk to you because your approach, the way you talk, you've shown condemnation, you've shown guilt, you're already preaching doom. And the child just says, please I'm not qualified for this person. So there's a way you talk to them. There is a way you are not condemning. You are not just. So I don't have a problem, which I always tell them, I don't have a problem with you as a person. I have a problem with what you are doing that is not right. So let's separate the bad behavior from the child. So you are an amazing person. It's that bad behavior that I have a problem with. So when you do that, and when they hear you teach that way, they feel like, oh, I can talk to this person. Oh, and I also tell them, I know your parent. So the father is a boy who I know the parent, I know the mom, and he told me struggling with masturbation. I've never told the mom about it. My goal is not to tell your mom so that they will beat you. My goal is to help you. So if you want to meet me, I didn't force you, said that to me. So let's help you stop this. That's what matters. They do. If you want to tell them later that, oh, I struggled, that's your testimony. But reporting you and your parents are beating you, he will never talk to me again. I've lost him that way, and he will still continue because beating cannot end masturbation.
Because that brings me to my next question. Because immediately you said that, the next question was that she has gotten into my mind. Once these children or these teenagers confide in you, yes, you want to transform them by helping them, but is it not safe also to get their parents involved? Because you can't be transforming alone, and there's no help inside too. Is it that they don't want to, or you have to take permission from them to do?
So it depends on the struggle. So if it's something about substance abuse, you can't do it alone as a counselor. Because if the child is on substances or drugs, it's beyond drugs now. They mix all
yes,
petrol, they inhale rubber.
Are you serious?
Yes,
Petrol?
They inhale petrol, yes. They inhale gum. The gum that you used to gum, normal gum, they will inhale it and feel high. They can mix drinks, carbonated drinks with Tom and all. Then they can keep urine for 10 days in the house and they inhale it. So it's beyond, it's substance abuse, no longer drug abuse. So people mix all kinds of things together and all that. So whenever you're struggling, your addiction has to do with substances, your parents will be involved, because it means that we need to separate you from something. And I will not be in your house. So when it comes to maybe masturbation, which is very common, and pornography, it's very common amongst young people, it's something that they can do alone. Because anything you want to quit, it first starts with you making up your mind, say, I want to stop this. Once there is a willingness to say, I want to stop, we just go next and say, what are your triggers? Let's cut off the triggers. Oh, I have some videos, delete it. Oh, when I'm alone in the room, don't stay alone. Ensure that always be in the living room where other people are. You can, and then the child will now be accountable to me. So what I do with them is, I tell you what to do, and then I say, let's say today is Monday. Every Friday, every Saturday, you tell me, what was the week like? Oh, did you fall? Yes, there will be times where, oh, I almost did. Oh, I eventually did, And then when we are chatting, you don't even know what we're talking about. You don't understand. But I know that somebody can break the addiction without the involvement of parents. You see, sometimes parents might not be able to handle some things. Parents might not be able to handle some things. They will just make the thing worse. But when it's addiction or prostitution or something, then we can say, oh, this person needs to be maybe rehabilitation and all that. That we know parents will be involved. But if there's pornography, uninstall all the apps. These are deliberate actions that the child can take.
Okay. Have you had any challenge in terms of a very difficult case with a teenager that you just became, what do I do? I can't tell parents I need to help this child. Have you got into such dilemma before?
Okay, I would say the one I can actually think of right now, because I'm sure that there will be many, maybe I can't really, but at a point I was working as a counselor in an orphanage. And there's a particular girl who is not resident in that orphanage. So I think she just comes in. It's not everyone that lives in there. There are some people that they just maybe fund their bills, but they stay with their parents. And then she had told me she was into, I think it was lesbianism. And she was just doing a whole lot. It was so much. I don't want to say too much. It was a whole lot she was doing, and I really wanted to help her. That was her first time coming in at the time I was having my session with them. And then, we spoke that day. She was even crying, really and all that. And then I didn't see her again. And then she didn't come back. I couldn't find her. And then they said, she doesn't really come off. So I felt like I really wanted to help her. And what made me drawn to her was the fact that she was already broken. Like, she just wanted the change. But I couldn't find her again. And I can't say I want to find her to her house. I can't. So at that point, and I didn't want to disclose, because I know they can't even undo the information. They will just use it against her and all that. And she was telling me a lot how the father would watch porn, and then she started watching. It's a messy story. So up till now, I remember her. The only thing I can just do is pray. because I really wish she was still there
Coming
where I
close.
can, really munch. But that was the last time I saw, and I was there for over a year, and I didn't see her.
So, what has really motivated you to keep working with these teenagers, or the passion keeping you going all these years?
You want me to be honest with you?
Yes.
I don't know.
You don't know.
You know why I said I don't know? There are times, you see, this work is very demanding. Working with young people is a giving ministry. What do I mean? You are giving your time, your energy, you are giving your attention, you are giving your money, and then you're not getting anything back from them. You know, if you are working with women, I say women ministry, or you can say we have a program. So everybody are going to contribute. Who is bringing us bag of rice? Who is bringing us pepper? And everybody put money together. But these children, they don't even have. If they have, they would say, "Oh, Antonia, don't worry, let's go." They don't. And then they want you to keep doing that program for them because they are getting blessed, they are being impacted, they learn a lot and all that. And then every year you have to think of a budget for programs that, no, at the point you can begin to think that these are other people's children now. What type of life is this? Why will I be thinking of funding for other people's children? Let me face my own 3 children at home. But so you can feel overwhelmed. And especially when our student leadership program is free. And this year we had over 600 secondary school students in attendance. And you look at, sometimes when you send in letters to the school, and even the response of the school sometimes can be annoying. I'm being honest here. Because you will be like, I want to do you a favor. These are your students. And you will now take the picture and I'm going to be showing your parents that, oh, they went for one leadership training, and they were not even asking you to pay. All we're just saying is come. And then some schools can be, the response can be discouraging. But I think we've gone past some of those things. Like, I'm grateful to God for that. And I know that that's the power of God that is at work in the assignment that I do. You know, when these schools come, they always want to come again. So we have some schools that when we are doing a program, if I want to do a program tomorrow, or let's say on Monday, I don't need to give them notice. Because over the years, once they just hear, Mr. Ida has a program, they're ready, everybody, we are going, we are coming, they don't want to miss it. Even when they have a program, they can shift their school activity just so that it works with the time. And that's because there's when your assignment is backed up with power, it makes so much impact that people are drawn to it. But of course, the part of the fund is there. Because every year, if you spend 1 million on this project this year, next year, be sure that, in fact, this year it was over double of what you did last year because of, what's it called? Inflation and all of that.
Yes.
So yes, you can feel overwhelmed, but what has kept me going, I just believe that it's just God. Because on those days when I just feel like I'm tired, what I just do is, I might not be able to even pray and be shouting, oh God help me. I can just lie on my bed and be like, God, you're the one that sent me, just help me. You know, just in those, I just find strength. And of course my husband has been very encouraging. Sometimes he will just be like, no, don't worry, we'll do it, you know. Sometimes, you know, team members just like, what's happening, why are we not planning? I'm like, please, you people, I need prayers at this point. I'm like, no, let's do this, let's do that. So that has, you know, I have a good support system around me, and that has kept me going. And also, most importantly, God, because the work, it's really, in fact, you call those ones who are already in university, because I just called to check up on you, and some of them might even call and say, there's no money, and you know that it's not like they just want to take advantage. You know that truly they are from very poor backgrounds, they don't have money. So at that point, I'm thinking, what can I send to you now? Okay, let me just make transfer. So it's a lot. You are giving a lot. So it's just God that has given you.
So we're going to be going to your supporting these teenagers.
Okay.
How, in the various ways that you have started, what are the things that you've done to not just talking with them, but things that you have done to support these teenagers?
You want me to start counting? So of course, like I just said, you give money. Or someone says, oh, I just want admission, I can't afford the acceptance fee. You know, things like that. You support. In fact, as I'm speaking to you, I got a message, I think, from a boy that should be like 4 days ago. I've not even responded yet because I'm still thinking, what am I going to do? He has just gotten admission in Lagos State University, and now before he got the admission, he told me, I don't know how to pull through school. Because his mom is a widow, they have 4 kids or something. He doesn't know how to put it, but he got the admission. Now he's already stopped. So I've not responded to the message because I'm still trying to think in my head, what can I really do? Because if you give, he might not even sustain him. So what will really help this boy? You know, so you keep getting giving. So that's individual. And also I have a foundation, Oyindamola Adebowale Empowerment Foundation.
Okay.
And one of the things we started doing is giving educational support. Let me tell you the big picture. You see that boy who asked me for education school fees. My big dream for that foundation is where we can give scholarship to people who are in school. And then we see the track record, you are doing well at school, and then we see them through school. That's the big dream. We go to remote areas and then we give educational support. I was at IFO in Ogun State. They told me they didn't have texts. How do you teach English to students who do not even have textbooks? No English, no math textbooks. And then we took textbooks to those students in IFO. When I got there, I was telling the guy, I said, it's not only textbook you people need. I saw the roof. Big holes. And the lady said, you see, once it starts raining, the class is flooded.
Wow.
And then so the students, no school again. And I said, this building needs to be pulled down, renovated and all. So you look, in fact, they were sitting on block. You know those blocks. You will look at a class and say, this class has about 60-something students. And you'll be seeing only like 5 chairs. So that means everybody's sitting on the floor.
Everybody's still
And I look at how many can I help? The textbook, they were so happy. The teachers were like, oh, thank God they can teach. Because we are teaching comprehension. There's no textbook. So how would they do it? And then I started looking at other men. I said, God, you see my heart. That if this fund is there, I will do these things. What will it cost to renovate the building and set the chairs? We went to Ajegunle. That was, I think, June or July. Yeah, June. And we gave tables and chairs. When I got to Ajegunle, just entering the compound, it was difficult to even drive in because it's a big compound. The middle was all flooded. As in flooded that it will reach your knee. I'm not exaggerating. So we couldn't even drive. So we had to just park somewhere and then we're stepping on some tires for us to get. And I now saw the children from the balcony because it's like a 4 blocks like this. So the space. And then the children will not, they for them to get to where they will buy their food, they have to walk in the water. So everybody will pull socks and shoes, and then they are now selling food close to the water and everything. So I told my friend, now I've given table and chair. Somebody needs to take care of this compound. I can't do everything. So, but I know that I believe God really, that when the support is there, we'll do. I have some children I have to attend to in the next 2 weeks. Uniforms. You see their uniform, terrible. In fact, it's as good as no uniform. And they want to buy it. So it's a lot of work. We can't do everything, but at least when the funds are there, we are able to. All of these I've done. There has been self-sponsored, hoping and believing that we'll get partners. Because there are people who don't know what they want to do with their money. There are people like that and would like to make impact. So and then if we get those kind of support, why not reach more people? I actually see this spreading across Nigeria. Spreading, but I know we'll start from of course. We'll start from somewhere.
Okay, I'm still going towards the support system for these teenagers. How have you been able to build trust for these teenagers to have trust in you? Because really, teenagers of now, I know I have had privilege to be with some. If you are not trustworthy, as we said earlier, they shut. They just close up entirely. They close up, and once you miss that first shot, they don't give you a second. They don't give you. They don't give you second. But how have you been able to build that trust in them?
So this is the thing. I'm somebody that naturally, your secrets are safe with me. I'm somebody who has integrity. If you keep money with me today, give me 1,000 naira. I'll just get to my drop it somewhere. The day you ask me for it, I'll get your money for you. That's me naturally. So it's not a struggle. So for you to tell me something and you don't want to tell anybody, I'm not struggling to keep it. You see, those children will test you. They will come and just tell you, I pinched a boy. They won't tell you all the details. I'm just giving you an example. They just tell you a little and they see what you're going to do with that little. When they see the way you handle that little, they know that I can't tell her deeper things. She can't keep secrets. She won't do this. Then your response. You see, these children are they perceive us a lot without them even telling you anything. While you are just speaking to them, they are already looking, they are thinking, can I trust her? Can I not? Can I? It's unconscious. In fact, they might not be doing it consciously. Unconsciously, they are doing that. So while you are talking, from your examples, because when I'm having a conference, from the examples I give, from the way I said, one boy one day did this. In fact, I took him to the parents. We flogged his life. They said, this one. Don't even bother.
Don't bother.
So they are picking. You will not know. There's something you would say that they've already picked the kind of person you'll be that this person will be, she's going to judge me. There's a way I would tell them, I know that those boys will come and ask you out. Boys, so I will knock them and say, as a girl, don't listen to anybody. They will ask you out. So I'm already telling them that you would have crush. You will see somebody, you will like somebody. And so when they hear that, hey, somebody is saying that I will like somebody, we like somebody, you have to be lipping. They are already smiling.
That's why she knows.
They say, well, you are the one that will not learn self-control. Oh, the girl, the boy will come and be singing to you, I love your eyes, I love your this. They're like, that's true. This person, she's speaking our language. She understands that we have emotions, we have feelings. I will not tell you, you are the one that will not learn to control that emotion. So that way they know that, this person understands us. But if I'm saying that, if you are here, you are liking a girl, you are going to hell. You are doomed for life. This one, they won't even come and talk to you at all. You will do the ministry alone. Next meeting, when their parents are saying there's a program, they start giving excuses. I'm having a headache. I cannot go. I'm sick. They won't want to come. But these ones, they look forward to my programs. They look forward to it.
Okay, Mrs. Oyinda, I'm going towards children now personally, because we have children with different moods, behaviors, characters, and I'm sure you have had so many of them. How have you managed different characters? There are some teenagers or children you'll be talking to, is that you are repeating the same thing, the same warning or the same teaching over and over again. There are some children that you are telling them once, they picked it. So how do you understand and blend all this without judging them individually?
It's very simple. I understand temperament. And that's what I teach parents. If you don't understand the four temperament and their weaknesses, you will keep fighting your child. So we all know that different children with different character traits, and those character traits has a lot to do with their temperament. Those children that you say they because they've picked it, it has a lot to do with how that child is wired. Because when we are looking at behavior, it could be inherent, it could be learned. So when it's inherent, that's how I am. That's how I'm wired. Probably I picked it from it's in the parents' gene. Because sometimes you see yourself in your children. Maybe you find it difficult to take decisions. You always delay. Maybe the child is like that. Maybe you are also like that. Some children are easy to parent. What do I mean by easy? Once you tell them do this, they get it quickly. Some children are strong-willed. That's the child that we call stubborn. That when you say do, is the opposite they want to do. So we will not treat that same child the way you would treat the one that is easygoing. So once you understand them, you will treat them based on their personality type, and you also understand the weaknesses of those temperaments. So I know that somebody who is phlegmatic, I will need to do a lot of motivation. So this is not just even for me as a counselor, even for parents, because I know parents will be watching this. So you look at your child, you are not comparing and expecting them to behave alike, because sometimes the things they are even doing, it might actually be a weakness that they even picked from you as a parent. Yes, because you will see yourself in your children. They would act like, for me now, my boys are like me, and my daughter is like my husband. My daughter is calm. She can be here and just be looking at all of you. She plays at home, but she can study. But my boys, they come here, they can be calm maybe, but they already want to go and ask, why is that camera like that? Why is this? They want to do this. They are more vocal and they want to stand with my daughter. Just put her behind the scene. But now, what I am doing as a mom is to bring her out, because I will not say, I know that's a weakness of your temperament, and I will not leave you there, because I know it will affect you. So I won't leave you. You will come out. You know what I do? I do presentation in the house. I'll tell her, this is what I can see. All of us will sit. So stand, present to us. She'll be like, start talking. You know, and I've seen that working. So now when we attend birthday parties, I'll see my daughter raise her hand up that she wants to play a game. And then she was playing the game one time, and then they said, go and bring your mother. And then they said, dance competition. I don't know how to dance. But they asked her to bring her mother to dance, and I want to do it so that she will
not be disappointed.
So I had to go there. She just somehow we won. I don't know how, but we won. But I was really impressed, and I saw, okay, this thing is working. So that's what parents need to learn, and it comes with a lot of reading. It comes because when parents don't attend seminars, you don't read.
How
books
many
on
parents go and read and attend seminars?
And you want to parent well in this time?
The seminars parents go for is the king. Because now, okay, because I'm taking you back to this child that you're having out of all your kids, you're having a very calm, timid. Because that was a question I wanted to ask. That you now said, okay, you have to create a world inside your house to start warming up that child. But there's some parents that don't have that patience for that type of child.
They're not ready to parent. You see, when you see two parents who have children who turn out very well, it's not magic, it's not luck. It's not that God favored them. It's hard work.
It's hard work.
Look at me. I will take time. I have sessions with my children. I don't call it counseling session. I call it conversations. So I can call one girl alone. We are just together in drama, just this thing. So this and that, this is that. My daughter is 9. I've told her about menstruation. She understands that blood flows at this time. Even though she's like, mommy, she's imagining. But this in age appropriate, she knows that already. So I'm already preparing you. Many parents will send their children to boarding school. Menstruation starts. The child just knows. She doesn't even know what to do.
But I want to force you on that one now. Because now you are the one that taught your child. What happened to your husband? Because times that men don't talk to these children, especially girls.
Okay.
You're especially girls, because I've had fathers that I've been around with, and they start frowning at the car, and I am like, no, don't mind her, I say, take her out. It's not, you take her on a date before a guy takes her on a date. But these men they're not seeing that.
So let me say something. This is what I do in my home. Yes, my husband works, is busy, but this is what I do. You see, first of all, when the husband loves the wife, it tells on the children. It tells on the children,
yes. That's
when the husband loves the wife will do everything to make the children love the husband. So my husband loves me, no doubt, and he takes good care of me. So what I do is I tell him, he and I like what he does so much. He understands that I know this parenting thing well, so he allows me. So when I tell him, this person needs this conversation, discuss this, that, and that with the 12-year-old, the two of you go have a meeting, daddy and Sunday out. Okay, well, okay, I'll talk to him. And he does it. Me, I'm not in the picture. I don't even act as if I know they want to have a conversation. By the time we are in the room, hey, how far did you talk to him? Okay, good. Sometimes he will deliver, like today, my son had Saturday class. He said, don't worry, I'll take it. I know that while driving to that class, they would have had some conversation in the car. And that's because I'm telling you. So some people might not know. And don't blame them. They might not understand what this parenting is. So when you are reading, carry the other partner along. If it's the husband that is more knowledgeable, carry the wife along. So we do it together.
Together, exactly.
And once the husband, so for the fathers that will watch this, treat your wives well. When your wife is well treated, your children will see it. They know that the home is, you like their mommy, they will like you. But when they see that you are hostile to
their mom, definitely.
There's no how you try to buy them with money. It will not work. Because deep down there, they see that this is the woman that cares for us, that does you don't like her, you're not treating her. There's something wrong with
There's something wrong.
So deep down there, they are collecting your money, collecting the gift, collecting everything, collecting your vacation. But deep down in their heart, they still feel that. And after some time, when they go to a setting, they will just disconnect from you. That's what
we are rounding up. I'm actually enjoying this time with you, and I know that I'm going to have you again on the show. But I want you to give your final advice to parents. Then, when you do it for parents, I want you to detach it to the father and to the mother. So please, can we have your advice to parents?
Honestly, parents, I want you to understand that parenting is hard work. If you are not ready to do the work, don't even pet those children. Now that you have them, please, let's take responsibility. Responsibility is the first thing. And we need to first of all sit down to say, what are my duties? What am I supposed to do as a mother? You know what they taught us in social studies? They say, mother cook in the house, father provide for the family. It does not work like that. It's beyond that. These children need us. They need you to be present. You can be physically present and still not be present. So they need you to be there in person, and you are actively involved in their life. So I'm saying this to both father and mother: be involved. Know what is happening. Don't just give them all the device, give them all the money, and think you are parenting well. And then please, most importantly, let's read books. Buy books on parenting. Attend parent seminar. Take courses. You can't give what you don't have. Take courses, learn, and then implement those things. Yes, I think that would work.
So we don't have anything for the fathers because some.
Well, I think I said both.
Yes, both.
For both fathers,
yes,
but everybody should work. Fathers, they are not just there to give us money.
Yes.
The children cannot see the money really. They see
can.
somebody who spends time with them. If your child has a headache, he runs to mommy first. I want this mommy. They can't see the money really. You know, to you, you'll be like, I'm working so hard. I work from morning 6 a.m. I don't come back until 10. They are not seeing your hard work. What they are seeing, somebody that is with them. Play with them. There's no almighty daddy. If you play, you don't lose your respect by playing with your children. In fact, you earn it more.
You earn it more. Yes.
Play with them. You see, our days is different too. These days, these children, any small thing, they mention mental health. Any small thing, my mental health. In our days, we went through hell, terrible thing. Which mental health?
Which mental health? You will get yourself by the time you have written.
Yes, now any small thing like this,
beating of your life.
They vlog themselves. You now see their DP. This life is lonely and useless. You see, state all kinds of stuff, and I want to just end it. Which end? Do you know what we went through? Boarding house, bullying, and all. Please, let's not even go. That's another day.
Wow, thank you so much, Oyinda. I'm so grateful that we had this time with you. My fans, I'm sure you enjoyed this session with Mrs. Oyinda. But if you have questions, you can throw it in the comment sections, and to get to her, I'm sure she will respond. So thank you for staying tuned with Gist with Casey. Join me in my next episode. But don't forget to subscribe and click the notification button. Thank you. Bye.